All right, after a few technical issues here and there and getting things set up, we're ready to go. So, good morning. Welcome, everyone, this morning. We are going to start with the gathering hymn number 360. It's called Here We Have Gathered. It's going to be projected on the screen, so please join in singing if you're comfortable, and please stand if you are also comfortable. You may be seated. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to the Metro East Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Greetings as well to all those watching the service remotely. My name is John Herndon. My pronouns are he, him. The Metro East Unitarian Universalist Congregation, formerly known as First Unitarian of Alton, is a small congregation now located in Glen Carbon, Illinois, spiritually led by the Reverend Dr. Claudia Hall. We remember those who came before us. We remember our spiritual ancestors who built and sustained our church in Alton. They are many, and their collective memories guide and direct us all of our days. We are conscious that the land that we occupy is shared. The universe has granted us a perfect place to grow our food, to give us shelter, and to give us space for spiritual practice. To that end, we are also conscious that we must protect the land that we borrow so that generations to come can grow and thrive in harmony and love with the universe that is. We also recognize that this land is stolen and occupied from the first people, the Anoka, the Tamaroa, the Osage. Others have come to invade and to seize, while others to live in harmony and share. Our land is baptized in the blood, sweat, and a river of tears from the enslaved Africans who were forced from their home and the home of their ancestors to become chattel property here in this land. May our spiritual practice recognize these relationships as we strive to live in harmony with our past, our present, and be forever conscious of the future that we create. We are a spiritual people, a people of faith and love, and we are so glad you're here, whether in the sanctuary or online. And I welcome everyone to this home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. We open our service with a prelude by our accompanist, Joey Heft. An important ritual in the Unitarian Universalist faith is the lighting of our chalice. Unitarian Universalists have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. I would ask if one of the children or somebody would like to come forward now and light the chalice. We have it right here, so the kids. As an expression of leadership in our community, we have one of the children come light the chalice as they help build leadership skills for the next generation of Unitarian Universalists. So join me in celebrating all these reasons and more. If you are watching elsewhere and have a chalice or candle, please light it now as we join in saying the unison words projected on the screen. We hallow this time together by kindling the lamp of our heritage. Thank you. For some of you who are new to our faith, we have 7 principles, Unitarian Universalist principles that guide us, which are undergoing a little bit of revision and reawakening, actually, I would say. So I want to stress that today's message resonates with all of our UU principles, but especially the third, the acceptance of one another and the encouragement of spiritual growth in our congregations, and the fourth, a free and responsible search for the meaning and truth. Our Joys and Sorrows ritual, as part of our worship service, we take time for the expression of joys, concerns, or sorrows. In front of us here is a bowl filled with water and stones available to place in the bowl, representing your joys and concerns. I think we generally start on the right and proceed to the left. Take a moment to stop, or left, right, whatever works. Yeah. Take a moment to stop and reflect. Send your energy out to the universe and place your stone, our stones, in the water. For all these joys and sorrows and concerns, both spoken and unspoken, we are grateful for our community here. And now we're going to have a story for all ages. The story is called What is God? And it's by Gail Spar. Once a time, there was a wise woman named Athanerva. And I'll tell you that Athanerva is actually a combination of the name Athena and Minerva, the Greek and Roman goddess of wisdom. Athanerva would travel from town to town in her country, spending a few days, maybe a week in each town. People came to her with difficult problems or arguments they were having with others, and she would help them find their way toward satisfying answers. One day, when she entered one of the towns on her route, Athanerva heard a lot of arguing. She looked and saw a group of people in a very heated discussion. One person called out, "Athanerva, come here. We need your wisdom." Athanerva approached the group, and the person who had called to her said, "I've been telling people who God is, and they keep saying I'm wrong. I'm worried about them. Help them see what's right, Athanerva." "Well," said Athanerva, "what have you told them?" "I told them there is one true God who loves and cares for us, hears our prayers, and commands us to live and love one another." And Athanerva said, "You are correct." "What?" said the others. "No, that can't be right." Then one of them said, "I believe there's a God, all right, a God who created the universe, established the laws governing it, set it going, and left. God has no interest in the affairs of humanity. It's up to us to make this world the place we want it to be." And Athanerva said, "You are correct." Then a third person said, "I believe there are many gods and goddesses. They are part of my worship of all nature and the cycle of life." And Athanerva said, "You are correct." "I'm not sure there is a God," said the fourth. "I see a divine spark in everything and everybody, but maybe it's just part of human consciousness." And Athanerva said, "You are correct." "Well, I don't believe there's a God at all," said the last person, "but I'm truly awestruck when I think about the mystery of the creation of our universe and how we came to be. I believe it's my responsibility to leave my corner of the world better than I found it." And Athanerva said, "You are correct." At this point, everyone was confused. "But how?" they said. "How can we all be correct when we all have different ideas of what God is or isn't?" Yes, you all have different visions, but each of those visions can lead you to love and care for each other. And this is the wonderful part of creation we call Earth. And that is the correct vision, however you labeled it. And as Athanerva left, the people in that group agreed. They didn't need to argue about who was right. They needed to work together to make the world that they wanted. And now it's time for singing the children out, our children's recessional. As you journey, may you know, love and hope go with you, love and hope go with you, learn and grow, learn and grow. Before our message today, we're going to do a meditation hymn. It's 1031 in the blue book, but it's going to be projected on the screen. And Joy and I will do this on piano and guitar. It's called "Filled with Loving Kindness." We'll see how this goes. I don't play my guitar as much as I used to, so I have to dust it off a little bit today. So we'll see. As we enter into a spirit of meditation, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be one. May I be My message today is kind of a continuation of some that I've done here in the past, just discussing my faith journey a little bit here. I don't like to talk about myself too much, but I like to weave this into what Unitarian Universalism is for me. So I have spoken here many times before about journeys in faith. We're all on a journey. Even those, I would venture to say, who think they are secure in their faith, that they practice, or the faith that they project to the world, it has always been a journey. From the faith of your parents to the faith that you profess as an adult, or you even might say no faith at all. You have been endlessly disappointed or even abused by faith. If it is easy to do now it's an easy thing nowadays. Faith has become a weapon for so many people. For a certain sect of Christian evangelicals, they seek to remake society in their image for their purposes. They would employ any strategy necessary, even breaking 14 of the 10 commandments that they profess to believe. Electing a rapist and a convicted criminal as president of the nation. Muslim fundamentalists would wipe away any freedoms and establish absolute theocracy to rule both church and state. Jewish radical Zionists would commit genocide to safeguard land and property for an ideal. And Russian Christians commit genocide back to their country. And back to this country, so-called Christians who seek to commit genocide against our trans siblings. Everywhere, denying basic human rights. Christians in this country have even weaponized bathrooms, for God's sake. In Missouri and so many other states, it's illegal to have a miscarriage. Not to mention the fact that the impression of all these so-called Christians would love a return to Jim Crow and shoving all gay folks back into the closet or off a cliff. It's easy to see why people lose their faith. It's easy to see why so many of us have said God is dead and good riddance. I apologize for the negativity and the gloom and doom, but unfortunately it is a reminder of the truth. So tomorrow I'm going to be 62 years old. So I started thinking about all these faith journeys and successes and failures of this journey. It is a long journey, and faith is a journey. I've reflected many times how my realization that the power of the universe is so much more than can be contained within the traditional notion of God and the traditional notion of faith. What do I profess at this stage of my faith journey? Atheist, humanist? Yes, I actually believe that we humans have the capacity to do good. I believe that we are all essentially good. Evil is a choice brought about by greed, selfishness, and the need for power and authority. My faith is not a faith in the traditional sense or in a transcendent being, though I can profess that maybe there is a God in all things. So many of us are all governed by this binary thinking or two-dimensional thinking. Either you believe in God or you don't. Well, as Athanerva said in the story that we wrote. Christians ask, when you die and sit in judgment before God, what will you say if you don't believe in God? And my response is, oops. I believe in universal morality. Murder is wrong, stealing is wrong, being unfaithful to your spouse is wrong, lying is wrong. But you wouldn't know about that by the standards that we seem to set today in our society. But I would say that these things and many, many more are just essentially right or essentially wrong. Not because it prevents you from getting into heaven. This is why I secretly believe that most atheists have a better moral center. We follow these morals because they're the right thing to do, not because it's going to get us into heaven or hell. My journey has brought me to Unitarian Universalism, where I can express my religious atheism without fear. Love is our universal sign of faith. If God is true, if God is true love, then sign me up. But if God is demanding of bathroom assignments or denial of human-made destruction of the planet's inhabitants, then forget it. My journey has been 62 years. I don't have time to waste on bad faith. I don't have time to waste on genocidal systems of aggression and oppression. This past Tuesday, facilitated by the UUANI, which is an Illinois organization, stands for the Unitarian Universalist Action Network of Illinois, that both Dee and I are members of, and that our church is a member of, actually. So over 70 UUs gathered from all over the state of Illinois to kind of reflect and strategize about how we're going to move forward after this most recent existential event. How we resist and how we fight and how we comfort each other in the dark days to come. So there's several things that are upcoming that I wanted to highlight to you here. I will talk about a little bit. So the UANI has said to us, be ready to show up starting January 20th or sooner, with people who may be looking for what your congregation has to offer, with vulnerable communities who are asking for our support in big ways like joining thousands of people responding to workplace raids, in smaller ways like being a prison pen pal or supporting people who seek health services or safe harbors from threats, and through legislative advocacy online or in person with elected officials. I do know that elected officials read their emails, they read their mail, they appreciate when people come visit them and make appointments to come visit them and speak what the truths that they would like to see happen. Do whatever you need to get your congregation ready to show up. Talk to people in the congregation, the community, invite them to join you in showing up. Build a democracy and action team. Get whatever training that you need, and the UUANI has several training opportunities that we can partake in. So some of the things coming up that I want to highlight. Oh, and here's some partner organizations. There's Immigration Justice, the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, the LGBTQ and Reproductive Justice, the Equality Illinois is there and waiting for us to join with them. The U Prison Ministry of Illinois, Climate Justice Illinois, Clean Jobs Coalition, Gaza Palestine, the American Friends Service Committee and Economic Justice is ready and waiting for us to join with them. There's going to be issue meetings starting in December. We'll have one on December 3rd about reproductive justice. Also, probably sometime in December on the UANI Gaza Palestine meeting. Climate justice meeting in January. The January 22nd and January 30th is going to be a prison ministry and restorative justice meeting. There's going to be several different training sessions that will be starting in the next year or two. So starting January 20th, we all need to be ready to show up. Stewardship is both financial donations as well as volunteering your time, talent, and treasure. We continue to need support for worship, coffee hour, ushering. If you can't write a check, please help our church survive and thrive by offering your time. Please give what you can because of your gifts. It's all needed and for our church to prosper. We've got envelopes for cash donations. Members are encouraged to use these in order to designate your cash donation towards your pledge. We also have envelopes for the donation to the Oasis Women's Center, which is a very important organization.
If you want to take an envelope, let me know when I come through. You don't have to put it in the thing now, but we can get it to Nancy. When's the deadline, Nancy?
We're saying December 8th.
Okay, so we've got the next 2 weeks, so just so you know.
We also have various ways online to give money. You can send it in the mail. Is it still the Alton Post Office?
Yeah, it's still the P.O. Box. Yeah, there you go. It's still that. It's still that.
Still right there.
Yeah.
The Givelify app, which I use. It's perfect. It's wonderful. So
Easy peasy.
it is. If you're willing to donate your time and talent, please contact a board member. Let us know and give what you will and what you are able, for you are a generous people. Thank you very much. Please join in our offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and seek justice. Any announcements today?
Alex, you got anything, Alex?
Not specifically here. We have some the family game night.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a December 9th family fun night. It's a potluck. I'm going to bring some soup, just make it fun. And I'm going to make a bunch of uniced cutout cookies for people to decorate if they want to. If anybody wants to bring more, undecorated cookies, please feel free to do so. And then we can have that as an activity. The goal of the evening is simply decorate cookies, play games, craft, hang out, chit chat, whatever you want to do. No rules. Just relax and enjoy yourself. And then we did secure the church for the 24th, so we're good to have Christmas Eve. We'll have a Christmas Eve vigil coming up, so we're good there.
We do have to break down today.
Yeah, this is the only day we have to break
No,
down.
we have to break down next week too.
Next week too?
Yeah, because this isn't December yet.
Are we sure we have to break down? Yeah. December 5th is the next time they have something. And so next Sunday is December 1st, so we can leave it up.
We can leave it up today.
Oh, okay.
and break
Yeah.
it down
Okay.
next Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah.
perfect.
Woohoo! I know, a little confusing. Well, we're hoping to buy something soon, so we'll see how that goes. So, anyway, I can't think of anything else that I have other than stuff there. Mary, come on up.
Mary.
I know. We're doing our best.
There's going to be a new member information class, either for new members or people who want to get more information. One is on December the 9th, and the other one is on January 27th at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. And so if you're interested in that, please get in touch with Reverend Claudia. And the Christmas Eve candle lighting service with a cookie exchange will be at 7 o'clock here in the lodge. So, and you can bring ornaments anytime with the trees there, and people are starting to add ornaments to it. So, anyway, bring ornaments, and then plan to come on Christmas Eve at 7. Okay.
Oh, good.
So first of all, I almost fell over here. Okay. So first I wanted to thank you for a land acknowledgement, because this is Native American Heritage Month, and I haven't heard one of those in a while. And a couple of professors at SIUE have a fairly extensive list of the peoples who were here first, many whose names I cannot pronounce, but you did a good job, and I appreciate that. John was mentioning things we can do. Actions that we can take so we're not feeling like we can't do anything, because there are things we can do. There are a lot of people who are vulnerable, that have always been vulnerable, and I fear are going to be more vulnerable now. In our community, we have opened an overnight warming location about a year ago, and based on the weather forecast I saw for after Thanksgiving, it's going to be activated probably pretty soon. There are going to be 2 open houses, one in Edwardsville and one in Alton. The one in Edwardsville, which is at 534 St. Louis Street, is Thursday, December 12th from 4 to 6. I'm not even sure, we might not be open that night. The one in Owl is Thursday, December 5th from 4 to 6, and that's 1125 East 6th Street. And if you're interested in this, you can go to their Facebook page. It's overnight warming location. You can look at it there. I saw somebody from Glen Ed Food Pantry on Friday at a lunch and learn downtown at the library. Their cupboards are bare. Now, they might be a little bit less bare after yesterday, so they're doing okay now. They had nothing.
I wanted to say something about that because
Okay.
people were so generous. We had 25 SIU students,
Uh-huh.
15 trucks of stuff. You filled the place all the way there.
Okay, that's good news. Yeah, because as of Friday,
There's so much sorting to be done now.
okay,
With just boxes and boxes stacked everywhere.
thank you. That's great news, because really, as of Friday, the cupboards were bare, and they have more families than ever that are needing their services. Another thing I wanted to mention, I know that this is not-for-profit, and we're not supposed to be overtly political. However, I know that we've talked about, we vote on the basis of our values, right? Not necessarily because of a political party, but on the basis of our values. There's going to be a gathering downtown today at Big Daddy's from 1 to 3 to talk about what we can do now to affect change in our community. It's not really trending in the right direction, just saying. So, thank you.
Allison, can you give Joy the dates that you put on there for the overnight warming center? Because then
I
you
can
can
put it up a
there
slideshow.
in the
I mean, not now, but
Yeah,
you can send them to me.
for next week, sorry.
I didn't print one out, but
Once you coordinate with her.
We can send an email maybe too.
Okay, I'm back in another item of shameless self-promotion. My name's Suzanne Oberholzer. I'm part of the Art East Studio Tour weekend after next, the 7th and 8th. My home studio will be open to the public. I think we're up to 40 locations or thereabouts in Madison County through Alton and Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. There's one in Staunton, which is an outlier at the McCoupin Art Center. I have little handbills with the details, and my address is on there, but there is a place on the Great Rivers and Routes website where you can see the listing of all of the locations and people. So I've got little handbills here today, so see me after the service and I will share these with you if you want a little more detail to have in your hand. So see me after church.
Anything else? Any other announcements?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said that there's going to be meetings coming up. Will those be in the emails that get sent out?
Yeah, I'll make sure that they are. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you bet. Yeah, absolutely. All right. If there are no other announcements, our closing words. First we're going to extinguish the chalice, then we're going to close. So I invite you to join me in reciting the prayer as I extinguish the chalice. The light of the truth and meaning cannot be put out. We are keepers of this flame until we meet again. The blessing of truth be upon us, the power of love direct us and sustain us, and may the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in from this time forth until we meet again. Our closing hymn today it's to the tune of Though I May Speak, which some of you might know, but it is reworked and rewritten to be called If We Just Talk of Thoughts and Prayers. And this is written by a Presbyterian minister named Carolyn Gillette. So I thought I saw this on Facebook some time ago and thought it would be great to do here. So we are going to do that now for our closing hymn. 34, Though I May Speak, is what it's based on. Yep, we have all the screens. Let's get set up here. If we just talk of thoughts and prayers and don't live out a faith that dares and don't take on the ways of death, our thoughts and prayers are fleeting breath. If we just dream of what could be and do not build community and do not seek to change our ways, our dreams obtain, our false displays. If we just sing all till we know and don't walk through our neighborhood to learn its sees its name, our talk of is simply vain. But may our prayers and dreams and songs lead to a faith that takes on wrongs, that works for peace and justice. Then will our bring joy to you. Thank you all for coming today. We are now closed with our postlude.
So I don't sing, but the words on here is if I'm a Unitarian, then I have come to know that no one creed can save it all. There's always room to grow. If I'm a Universalist, then it is clear to me that tolerance will only come by lights dimming here when minds are open and free. And there's like 8 other verses that are similar that go back and forth. But you are correct. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.